Michelle Nunes, and you have found Collaborator's Short on Shorts. We're here for another riveting edition of discussion and debate about short films. Kevin is to my right.
That's such a build-up. Don't be let down, please.
This film is definitely going to have some great things. We're going to have some great things to talk about.
We do have a good film to talk about.
This is the co-founder of Collaborator. He's our boss. This is Kevin Allen Jackson. To his right is Maria Perry. She is also a filmmaker and costume designer. And across from me is Brett Erlich. He is very funny. He's a host and a comedian.
You are very funny.
What?
This is very funny, Brett.
It's just to distract you from my underlying insecurities. Okay. Speaking of gross insecurity, let's talk about Sequin Raze. This was written and directed by Sarah Gertrude Shapiro, and it stars Ashley Williams and Anna Camp. The film takes place behind the scenes of a fictional reality TV bachelor-type program that focuses on the loser in a marriage proposal competition and on the producer who does everything she can to get that one last perfect shot of the disgruntled, sad, depressed contestant before she can storm off the set forever into obscurity or Bachelor in Paradise. A cleverly put together mind game story. The film won honorable mention in South by Southwest Grand Jury Award for Best Narrative Short. So there you go.
I picked this. I love this movie. This was my runner-up for Golden Shorts for this season. Oh. Yeah. It's just brutal and in the best possible way, and it's unflinching. And my only real criticism of it is that I feel like, and this is me totally nitpicking, by the way. This is such a minor thing, is that if I were the director, I would have asked Ashley Williams to hold back on the crying a little bit, so that there was a little bit more of an arc to what she was doing.
Yes.
Because that did bug me a little bit. That like from Jump Street, she's crying.
I agree with you.
Really?
But which bugged me a little
so perfectly manipulative, though.
Yes, I totally.
I was
agree.
really into it, actually.
Just our tendency to mirror people. Like
Right.
when someone yawns, you yawn. I mean, to me, it was like the ultimate manipulation.
Yeah, no, I found that.
I think that that's a very valid interpretation for sure. But just for me, like I can see that, right? I can totally see that interpretation. But just for me, I could also see someone watching this and not getting that, not picking up on that, and being like, "Oh my God, it's just one level." Right?
Yep, that was you.
It was me.
Yeah.
Because, there's other things she does. She does other moves to manipulate this loser candidate for bachelorettehood. But yeah, I kept being like, oh my God, she's still crying. Right. And now where are we going to go? There's other, and it made it drag for me in the middle. It made the scene drag. It's like she keeps trying the same thing, and I didn't like it. And that said, I've never been so happy that I don't watch Unreal, because I don't watch that show. And if I've seen an episode or two, and I really liked the 2 episodes that I saw of Unreal, and I felt like it was a meatier, realer interpretation. So that's not Sequin Raze's fault, but I just am like, I like the way other people do this kind of better. That said, I think Anna Camp is legit in this, and kind of steals the show just because I felt like the other actress was crying too much.
Right. Wow. Yeah, this is a head-to-toe great movie with that one little flaw. And by the way, it's a student film, which is also just crazy to me. This is an AFI film.
Watching it, I felt like if you were trying to pitch this, you would go like, well, this is a man on the ledge movie if you wanted the guy to jump. Like, that's what it is. And it's really fun because I want more of that. Like, please talk people into committing suicide. That's a good thing.
I would love to see the
disturbing to hear.
I would totally.
It's hard to watch too. It's so very emotionally fraught.
Yeah.
I really struggled, especially being in the industry and feeling like I've had my own vulnerabilities as an actor trying to make it. I don't know. I felt scared for women that are in this industry watching it. It made me so sad.
It is kind of scary. I'd love to see a feature of this, though.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, same.
We'll watch Unreal.
A few years ago, I had a group of friends and I were interviewed to be on a reality series where they were going to move us into a house together. And we went to one interview with these people and we were like, yeah, we'll call you. And we were like, nope, that's not happening at all.
I know a guy who did the show. It was like a cougar version of Bachelorette. It was on TV Land. and they give you three things, like a non-disclosure contract, a booze, and Valtrex. So whether you have like a raging case of herpes or not, they give you anti-herpes medication while you're there. Like it's like, and that's what they do, and they get everyone super drunk, and then they tear you apart. And I think it is ripe for making a series or a feature on something like this.
And it's just so, I mean, no, it really is. It really is hard to watch, but it's hard to watch because it's so well executed.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, this is a great movie. It really is. And that one flaw is
I thought it was pretty good. I thought, there's a few things, like, I loved Frances Conroy in it as the doctor, as the head shrink. He's like, hello, can I come in? And she's just one of those character actors who I think should be in literally everything.
Yeah.
And she nails it as like the kind of distracted, weird psychiatrist.
It's like
Mom
which
from 6 Feet Under, right?
ammo.
What psychiatrist would be willing to like break confidentiality for a reality show? I was like, she picked the perfect character for that.
Yeah, it's great. So there's so many great things. There's just watching it through. I feel like the middle drags, but it's really good, and it does end up eventually earning like the big payoffs in the end that it gets.
And that moment where Ashley Williams' character finds out that stuff from Frances Conroy, that floored me. Just that moment. Can you imagine being that person?
Yeah.
And your job is to manipulate this woman?
Well, she
chose
to do it.
But then on top
so
of
did
all...
the person choose to be on the show, so,
God.
What are you talking about?
I mean, it's morally exciting to watch, but I definitely feel like you can't have the high ground by going, no, that's okay.
I don't think anyone has the high ground here.
Oh my
Well, you're
God.
saying that because, to me, that felt a little victim blaming, but...
You chose to be on The Bachelor. Like, have you ever watched The Bachelor?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So I watched this last season of The Bachelor. And yeah, you signed up for this. Right. You are signing up to the central premise that a television show that everyone watches because it's so trashy will give you one chance to find true love through a series of competitions and dates where they're literally dating 30 other people at the same time. Like, you made your bed. Once you're on it, like, I'm not pulling for the show, but I'm certainly not pulling for you either as part of it. Like, you're not going to be the exception to the rule.
That is terrible.
No, that's fair.
I think
the show's
a train wreck, and you're a train wreck for being on it.
They deserve to be manipulated and taken advantage of.
Yes, because they did agree to be on it. But that moment, where she finds out that, like, I mean, I have no sympathy for Anna Camp's character in that sense, right? I have sympathy for her in the sense that I do genuinely I believe the story that she was lied to, right?
Right.
So I feel bad for her for that reason. But just, I mean, otherwise I agree with you. But from the standpoint of the producer character, right? I mean, it's one thing to be like, this is my job to manipulate this person. It's another thing to, in the midst of that, find out that this person has a history of mental illness, and to find out that this person has tried to commit suicide, and that this person has been hospitalized multiple times. And in the middle of all that, you still have to do your job, or just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm not doing this anymore.
Well, see, and that's the thing is,
that
she was already
just
doing
such a brilliant move. That was such a brilliant
move.
The
thing is, she was already doing her job, and then she took the information that was given to her and leveraged it against her.
I know,
and
that's the thing, though.
I think that's the part that I can't get behind.
I know, that was so hard to
I think
watch.
that there's a larger message here, because what did the producer do when she walked back in? Do you guys remember what she did?
No, she
picked up the money, she ate pizza, and she walked out.
Picked up the money, to me, is a really important
But
moment.
I think that's stupid, because you're not given cash.
I think it
which
was...
is why it becomes an allegory.
Yeah, that was
becomes
obviously
a what?
symbolic.
It's a symbolic. Like, to me, that was a really important moment, that she was willing to put this person's mental health and life at risk.
Right, but it's not
for
that
some
kind of movie
extra
till that
cash,
moment.
which is what reality show is in general. So to me, that's the larger conversation: is this even worth it if it's just about the money?
Here's the thing: I would say, like, if I'm a camera person who is clandestinely filming someone from across the way, I know how to turn the red light off that says it's recording. Maybe though you did that so that she'll notice and get really pissed. But it's a very realistic movie And then at the end, there's like, here's some cash, and now we're doing symbols that would never, ever, ever happen.
But there are lots of movies that do that just have one little like magical moment.
I really enjoyed it, but that part and the excessive crying just kind of pulled me out of it. And then so for that, I gave it 4 shorts.
Nice.
It's really good.
That's still good.
That's that's fair.
And I was nitpicking.
I also gave it 4 shorts.
Okay, 5 shorts for me.
5 shorts for me too.
All right, so that gives us 8 and 10 is 4.5. There you go, pretty simple.
You go watch this movie right now by clicking on the link below. I'm trying to manipulate you. And then give us your thoughts in the comments section. Subscribe to this channel. See you next time on Short on Shorts.